Hey, what's up everyone? I'm the Burning Baron, but you can just call me the Baron. And I'm here with the next part of the all Mario Kart track ranking videos. We got Mario Kart Wii, the usuals before we start. This is just my opinion, it's not a fact. If you disagree, that's fine. If you agree, that's fine too. And of course, I'm gonna say this again like I did last time. If you guys are enjoying these videos and you find yourself coming back to this little series, why not hit that subscribe button, because we're in Mario Kart Wii, and you know, there are still 3 more games to go after this. So if you're interested in seeing all of them, hit that subscribe button so that you can get in the know of when those go up. But yeah, so we're gonna jump into Mario Kart Wii. I kind of noticed that it seems very hard for a track to really fall into the dead zone. I haven't seen a single track hit D or E since the SNES, so maybe I'm being too friendly? Who knows? But I can tell you right now, with Mario Kart Wii, that friendliness might end in approximately 6 tracks. But let's start with Wii Luigi Circuit. So, being the opener track of the game, Wii Luigi Circuit is really nothing special. Even among other Luigi circuits, I'm gonna be 100% honest, I would not necessarily say that this is one of the strongest ones. In fact, if I were to say anything, I would have to say that Wii Luigi Circuit is probably the weakest Wii track in the game. Is it bad? No, I really don't think it's bad. Is it interesting? Not entirely, but at the same time, I do think it's pretty nice to look at. It's as standard gets, but it's definitely way simpler than most of the other Luigi circuits. Probably all of them, honestly. Like, GBA Luigi Circuit was interesting because it was the only one not in Mushroom Cup. Luigi Raceway is literally just the nostalgic bar for me, and GameCube Luigi Circuit is probably the best one in terms of gameplay. What can be said about Wii Luigi Circuit is that I do love the giant Luigi statue that's on the track. And I do like the stands at the very end, but otherwise, there isn't too much to talk about. It's it almost looks like a different version of Yoshi Falls, to be honest. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I like the track, but I really just don't think it would rank very high for what it is, because, like, again, you have to really compare this to other Luigi circuits, and most of the other ones are still more interesting than this, even for a Wii track. Good music, even aside, I honestly I don't know where I would want to put this. I'm thinking this is probably going to end up being a C- track, all things considered. The question is where, because, like, you know what? I feel like, for the sake of the similarities, I almost want to say Luigi Circuit might be top of C-. I don't really know if I want to rank it above Choco Island 2, but I feel like I probably... Yeah, you know what? I think I'm okay with this. C- is honestly all I can really say for this track. So, yeah, C-. Top of C-. I think I like Yoshi Falls just a little bit more. Alright, moving on to Moo Moo Meadows. Very iconic Wii track. Unfortunately, it's got the Mario Kart Wii, or the Mario Kart 8 problem of 10 years of playing this one. But all things considered, it's a great track. I think, yeah, Mario Kart 8 is kind of doing a little bit to just kind of make me numb to this one. I love the OG and the bright visuals, but the remake in Mario Kart 8 was nice with the morning setting and all the windmills and the gliding section just before the Monty Mole fields. All the extra detail added to Moo Moo Meadows was 100% like great, and I do very much enjoy it. The music is also really catchy and really nice. But again, just the fact that it was in Mario Kart 8 and the fact that I've been playing it for a full 10 years, it's really hard for me to want to rank this too terribly high. And even without Mario Kart 8, I feel like Moo Moo Meadows wasn't exactly one of the highest ranking tracks for me in the day. Even in the day, even before Mario Kart 8. So I think what I'm gonna do... It is a funny track though. Nothing quite like seeing someone go full send into one of the cows, you know? But... where do I want to put it? I honestly think... I would say it's definitely higher than Wii Luigi Circuit. So, but I think it's got to be like a C+ track. I might get some flack for this one, but I'm gonna rank it below the Vanilla Lakes. I feel like I honestly think that when I look at it side by side with Dry Dry Desert, it pretty much ties with that one as well. There's something about the Vanilla Lake tracks that I just enjoy that makes me want to keep them where they are, and they're like, I know they're as common as Moo Moo Meadows because like Mario Kart Tour, they've shuffled out so many times. So like I've raced on them so many times, and they've got their own flaws in Mario Kart Tour, like being too small. But I still think that the visuals really do carry it. Both of them really. And Moo Moo Meadows, like the visuals are nice, but like I think I'm just more sick of Moo Moo Meadows from Mario Kart 8 than I am Vanilla like 1 and 2 from Mario Kart Tour. Alright, Mushroom Gorge. This one, as far as I'm concerned, is another really early phase, incredibly popular track. Like, everyone loved this track. I feel like out of all the really popular Wii tracks, Mushroom Gorge has kind of toned itself down the most. Like, I don't hear people talking about this one nearly as much as other Wii tracks. So, Mushroom Gorge has like 4 appearances. Wii, 7, 8 Deluxe, and Tour. So, I did do a lot of covering on this one when I ranked the Booster Course Pass, and a lot of what I can say can be repeated. Mario Kart Wii was fun. Mario Kart 7, it was relatively simple for, again, being a Wii track coming back for the 3DS. Mario Kart Tour kind of brought back some of the Wii aspects while keeping in some of the 7. While Mario Kart 8 Deluxe feels like a general best of all worlds, really, where they brought back the top path of mushrooms was retained from Wii. The mushroom trampoline was retained from Mario Kart Tour and in Mario Kart 7, but it was relocated to make room for the separate path in Wii. So it just feels like the definitive version minus the visuals, which obviously Tour visuals were never... Honestly, Tour visuals are still not entirely welcome for the Booster Course Pass, despite the fact that the entire pass is done and every track pretty much looks like that. Barring some. In any case, I still do very much like Mushroom Gorge, and 100% I would have to put this above Moo Moo Meadows. The question is, am I going to be splitting C+ into a C and C+ again? Oof. We're getting to a lot of splits here. This is a massive tier list, but it goes without saying when you're ranking over 150 Mario Kart tracks. The music is another really catchy bit to it, although I wouldn't... No, I'd put the music on par with Moo Moo Meadows, if not a little bit more. I do find myself whistling Mushroom Gorge more. So... let's see. Reviewing C tier. Wow, I almost don't even know if I want to put it in C+. You know what? Jeez, like... Now that there are so many tracks, I just don't know where to put things. C, like, the C tier is basically the category of tracks that I just don't have a terribly strong opinion on, or they're just not strong enough to reach B. This is hard. Because, like, I'm looking at Wario Stadium especially, it's like, I don't really care that much about Wario Stadium. what? And recording these in it's like so far apart from each other. I forgot why I put Wario Stadium on the top of C+. You know what? For the time being, I'm gonna actually say that Mushroom Gorge is bottom of B-. Yeah, I think B- is fair. I don't, like, when I'm looking at most of the other C+ tracks, like, I definitely think Mushroom Gorge is better than all of that. But even for me, I don't even know if I want to put it in B-, because, like, I don't enjoy it that much. Yeah, but you know what? I think that's fair, a fair placement for the time being. So we're gonna stick Mushroom Gorge there. Moving on to Toad's Factory. In contrast to Mushroom Gorge feeling like a track that fell off from its peak of glory, Toad's Factory is just climbing now that we're entering the age of a new Mario Kart announcement. This has to be everybody's go-to pick for the new Mario Kart. Like, everybody who's giving their ideas for what they want in the new game, this is probably the #1 Wii pick so far. And obviously, I can't say much about that because I also put Toad's Factory on my list. It's not exactly the highest of priorities, but it's 100%, like, out of all the Wii tracks left over, I feel like Toad's Factory is probably, like, the go-to right now. Toad's Factory is set in a large factory. It's not exactly the hardest, and I feel like 100%, if they wanted to do a factory track, they could have 100% made it a lot harder and put it a lot higher in a cup. But I think the reason why it's so low is because, look at it, it's a goofy-looking factory, and it's owned by Toad. Like, barring Toad's Turnpike, when have you ever seen a Toad's course reach higher than Mushroom Cup? In fact, now that I think about it, I don't think there has been a single Toad-themed track that has ranked higher than even Flower. But that's probably because Toad's Factory, Toad's Turnpike, and Toad's Circuit are the only Toad-themed tracks in the franchise. Unless I'm mistaken. Which... oh, no, Toad Harbor. If you want to consider that a Toad course. But it's, even then, it's also in Flower, so... yeah, Toad tracks are not usually hard. Toad's Factory is 100% a very unique theme, and, like, yeah, I have to give it respect for that. It's got a lot of interesting hazards. Like, when I really think about it, I love Toad's Factory for its theme, but the reason why I don't want to talk about it too much is because of how much it's already being talked about. It's like, this is just the I'm sorry, this might sound offensive to some people, but for me right now, Toad's Factory is the literal 0 IQ, no brain pick for any YouTube poll involving this track. It's like, which track do you want to see return in the new Mario Kart? If this is on there, everyone's picking it. Like, it's like the most, like, my brain is turned off, I see it, I pick it kind of pick. And that's kind of what's stopping me from wanting to talk about it too much, because I'm not exactly among the crowd who is just going to pick Toad's Factory for the sake of picking Toad's Factory. I do want it. I would not be opposed to seeing it in a new game, and I still like it, and my ranking here is not going to be whether or not it's overstated in the modern day. It's going to be going towards how much I truly enjoy it, and given the more I think about it, this is, for me personally, it's got to be a solid B+ tier track. I 100% think it's got to be on the top of B+. I think I'm going to put it just below Wario Coliseum. Wario Coliseum is a lot of fun in Double Dash, especially with the context of Double Dash. But Toad's Factory is such a unique theme. It's got a lot of unique hazards. There is absolutely no way I'm putting this below Mario Circuit 2. So I think top of B+ is 100% a fair place for me to put it. Because, like, A and S is reserved for some of my favorites. These are tracks I really enjoy. So, we're going to move on to Mario Circuit. Just like Luigi Circuit, Mario Circuit isn't anything special either, but I think what Mario Circuit has above Luigi Circuit is its visuals. I absolutely love the beginning of the track where it looks like it's set right in Toad Town, Peach's castle right in front, all the little houses scattered across the sidelines. It's amazing. The second half of the track isn't all that interesting. In fact, that's probably what's going to earn it a lower placement. Or I think that the second half of the track just doesn't do it enough for me. Like, I think when you have such a strong start as like the Toad Town setting, exiting that city section and seeing nothing but trees, rock ledges, and a chain chomp, it feels like you kind of peaked too soon on the track. If this whole track took place in like a Toad Town setting, this would probably be one of the strongest Mario circuits in the franchise for me, but it doesn't. So again, also sharing the music with Luigi circuit's a pretty good thing. So I think this has to be a C+ tier track. I think I'm going to put it just above GCN Mario Circuit. Like, in the same vein where I think Peach Beach is a really nice looking track, I think Mario Circuit's a really nice looking track. And that nice, like the Toad Town, bustling Toad Town, like kind of inches out a little bit the Mario Circuit, GCN Mario Circuit challenge factor. Because this Mario Circuit, GCN Mario Circuit looks very similar to the back end of Wii Mario Circuit. So Wii Mario Circuit having that really nice first half of the track kind of inches it out. Alright, time to talk about the track. The Wii track of all time. I am confident this has to be the most popular Wii track of all time. Coconut Mall. So, I've already talked about this. You heard it in my Booster Course Pass talk. I don't care for this track. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I just don't care. Am I going to slam the pros of this track? No, I'm going to try to be as fair as possible. And I'm also going to try not to let the opinion and my thoughts on the opinions get in the way of how I describe this track. So let me start with the pros. Being set in a mall is very creative. No doubt about it. That is the strongest plus this track has going for it. Racing inside a shopping mall is really cool, and I think that's a very nice concept. I didn't really care for the visuals of Wii and 7. I know that's also a pretty hot take. I actually think that the visual design of 8 Deluxe and Tour were much better. I think it's a shame that this got slammed into the Wave 1 where the visuals they didn't care. And I think that if this track were released later, like as late as Wave 4, honestly, I don't even want to put any track in Wave 1 of the Booster Course Pass, because then it's just going to be slammed down to worst visuals of the Booster Course Pass. But if this were in Wave 4, where they may have touched up a little bit more, it probably would have been way better than what it was. But even for what it is, I really enjoy it. The color palette's so much nicer. I love the mosaic tile pattern of the like the Super Mario Bros. Stuff on the stairway leading down to the like courtyard style area. Like the color scheme was just so much better for me, and it really sold the track a little bit more. Of course, being based on Tour, the visuals still didn't stand out too much, but the visuals were definitely better in comparison to Wii and 7. And now to talk about the music. Yes, it's a meme. Everyone's all like, oh, you just got coconut mauled. I don't care. I never liked the music. In fact, music-wise, this is probably my least favorite song out of all the new tracks in Mario Kart Wii. Like, this one I didn't care for it. It never resonated with me, and I didn't like it. Enough said. Therefore, what do I have to say about Coconut Mall overall? Yeah, I never cared for the track. It's a unique theme, but it is, for me, overrated. That being said, The question now has to rank or weigh on, do I let a fair opinion rank this higher, or do I listen to my gut, listen to my heart, listen to my everything I've told myself about this track, and do I put it where I would put it? Which is hard, because if I wanted to rank this course based on its pros and rank it fairly, this would be a B+ or B- track. But if I wanted to rank it on how much I cared about it and how much I really enjoyed it, this wouldn't climb higher than C+. This would have to rank... I'd have to rank it roughly... Honestly... No, you know what? I'm sorry. This will catch me flack. People will probably not like what I'm doing. But, yeah, this is a C+ track. It's a good track in its theme, in its layout, in its design. It's a good track. But when I compare it to every other track, aside from maybe Mario, aside from Luigi Circuit, it just does not resonate with me. Every other track is just better than this for me. It's got, I'm trying my best to make sure this has nothing to do with the fan opinion of how I think it's overrated and how everyone always talks about it. And I'm trying my best not to let that be a contributing factor to where I rank this. But for me personally, I can't rank it higher than C+. However, I will rank it above Moo Moo Meadows. I think Moo Moo Meadows and Luigi Circuit are going to be the weaker tracks. Coconut Mall never resonated with me, and I'm sorry to anybody who enjoys this track or loves this track, but from me, looking at every single Mario Kart track and ranking these how much I enjoyed them, just can't rank higher than this. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna try my best. You know what? No. We're just gonna stop talking about Coconut Mall now. I said my piece. Let's move on. To DK Summit. So, DK Summit is... In Mario Kart Wii, oddly enough, it didn't really do the DK theme all that well. Somehow you made a track named DK Summit, then put a statue of Mario snowboarding on it. Nintendo, would you like to explain that? Oh, hold on. You already know what you did and you fixed the problem, because in Mario Kart Tour, the wooden Mario statue was replaced by a stone DK statue. So, good on you, Nintendo. You caught your mistake and you fixed it. DK Summit is basically a snowy, simplified version of DK Mountain. Let's just put it blunt and simple. It's not anywhere near as convoluted or as tricky as DK Mountain, hence the simplification part, but I think if it's going to nail anything, it definitely nails the snowboard cross theme, hence the European name of DK Snowboard Cross, which honestly is a kind of a bit more fitting name. Where DK Summit came from, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily call this mountain big enough to be a summit, but Snowboard Cross 100% makes more sense. I definitely really enjoy this track because it definitely nails the ski/snowboard theme. You've got like those little mumps, like the moguls mounds in just shortly after the cannon section. You've got giant ramps. You've got the half pipe section at the end and the half pipes going down. I really enjoy this as both a mountain and a snow track. I also really love the music, and I love that they brought this back in Tour and in 8 Deluxe. This was definitely one of the more surprising Wii picks. I'm pretty sure this was the second Wii track to come back for Tour, right behind Maple Treeway, so nice surprise there. Again, swapping out the Mario statue for the DK statue was a good fix of an issue, because it's not a huge issue, but it was a weird design choice to have a Mario statue on a DK track. That's like, yeah, we get it, Mario's the iconic character, but come on, bro. Stop invading other people's tracks. Unfortunately, beyond the DK statue, obviously it doesn't do much with the DK theme, other than like the DK sponsorships that I think appeared in the Tour and 8 Deluxe versions. So, But DK's also not really a showboat, so he doesn't need to be sponsoring himself on his own track. Overall, I think much like how I ranked this in the Booster Course Pass, I think this is a really strong B+ track for me. Where did I put DK Mountain again? Did I put that in A? Oh yeah, I did. I would say that DK Mountain is stronger than DK Summit, but I wouldn't want to... You know what? I actually kind of enjoy this a little bit more than Toad's Factory. Yeah, I think it's fair to put it up here. The music really sells it for me. I love the snowboarding theme. I've always had a lot of fun with this track, and when it comes up in my randoms in Mario Kart 8, this is one of those tracks that it hasn't gotten old yet. But then again, it doesn't have the age of the base game, so you know what? Maybe that's for the best. Alright, moving on to Wario's Gold Mine. This is another track I didn't really have much of an opinion on in Mario Kart Wii. It's okay, and I think it was pretty unique and interesting that out of all places it came back, it was Mario Kart 8's DLC. When I look at the rest of the DLC, it's one of those out there picks because, like, among Mario Kart Wii tracks, it wasn't even, like, the most popular Wii track. And when you compare it to even other DLC tracks, like SNES Rainbow Road was like, yeah, it's an iconic Rainbow Road. Of course, they brought that one back again for some reason. Yoshi Circuit, I don't exactly know why they brought that one back either, but I guess the theming of having it shaped like Yoshi makes sense. Along with the fact that they brought back all the colored Yoshis in that game, so I guess it was just a tie-in for those guys. Wario's Gold Mine just feels like a left field pick for the DLC. Was it unappreciated? No. It was pretty cool that they brought it back, added some really nice anti-gravity sections, and made the minecarts a little less annoying to contend with. The music was never really... It was another one of those music pieces that I didn't really care for, but it was a little catchy, so I liked it. Being a Wario course, it definitely makes sense for Wario. Wario would 100% own a gold mine. No questions asked. It's gold. Wario loves treasure. Wario loves money. Wario loves gold. He would 100% have a Wario-themed gold mine. He's got his face plastered as the arrows, like pointing towards the ways to go. His insignia is on the mine carts. As far as I'm concerned, in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe one, or Mario Kart 8, 100% they were. Not sure if they were in Mario Kart Wii. I also feel like there was something I noticed, that there were a lot of things shaped like W's across the track. Like things holding up, like, houses, if I'm correct. Let me take a look into this, because I swear that was a thing. Where am I looking? It's kind of hard for me to see for sure. Oh yeah, no. So a lot of the metal banisters that are holding up some of the houses that are on the cliff sides for some reason. Yeah, they're all shaped like W's. That's such a small little detail that's so funny and unnecessary, but it's so cool at the same time. Why are there houses that high on the cliffs? How do people get up there? Why are they there? What are they used for? There are so many questions I have about Wario's Gold Mine all of a sudden that I never thought to ask. For a track that I've been playing for 10 years in Mario Kart 8, how have I never noticed these details? Alright. Well, in any case, this is a really funny... I like the track theme, and I love what it is. And these funny little details that I'm now just noticing, it's like, okay, that's cool. Is it really going to affect my ranking that I'm having a modern laugh at this track? Not really. I'm still putting this in C+. It's average, I would say. Actually, I want to say maybe a little bit more than average. When I really think about... compared to Peach Beach? Nah, you know what? I'm ranking this one... I'm going to put it in... No, I'm going to put it right above Peach Beach. I think in between Moo Moo Farm and Peach Beach is fair. Because when I think about it, I do really like Moo Moo Farm and DK's Jungle Parkway. Peach Circuit had a really nice blow-up in Tour. I think I might have ranked Bowser Castle 1 GBA too high. Shroom Ridge is fun, and like Wario Stadium also fits the Wario theme, so. Yeah, I actually really don't know if I want to put Bowser Castle 1 that high. Yeah, I'm gonna drop Bowser Castle 1 below Mario Circuit, GCN. Just above Desert Hills, because, like, I'm looking at it, it's still not that big of a standout track, so I don't think it needs to be that high in C+. We're getting dangerously close to me splitting up C+ into a C+ and a C. So, let's move on. Daisy Circuit. Oh my goodness, I love Daisy Circuit. Like, Daisy Circuit's that track that I 100% defend for being what it is. Daisy Circuit's a track buried under a bunch of really unique tracks that I think is unfortunate. Unfortunate that I also think it kind of deserves it. Like, yeah, okay. When it comes to the theming, yeah, Coconut Mall, Wario's Gold Mine, Toad's Factory, those are 100% more interesting than Daisy Circuit. Do I care? No. You gave my second favorite character a track, and the track has amazing music, and it's different for circuit standards. Sunset, vacation-y seaside vibes, I absolutely love it. Give my girl Daisy that attention. Come on, guys. The fact that this came back in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is crazy. I did not think they would bring this one back, especially in the face of all the others that they could have. Piranha Plant Pipeline got cut. Because, not likely because of this. I'm pretty sure Rosalina's Ice World sniped that one. But, look, you can't tell me that Daisy Circuit was more appropriate than Piranha Plant Pipeline. I even stand by that. But I absolutely love Daisy Circuit. I love the fountain statues of Luigi and Daisy and baby Luigi and baby Daisy. One of my favorite little details is how in Mario Kart Wii, several things had their head, like several statues or signs and stuff, had their heads replaced with Miis if you were using a Mii. So I would always love to see which of my Miis would replace the statue heads, and that was a lot of fun. The music is one of my favorite pieces in Mario Kart Wii. Probably up there as my favorite, not gonna lie. And I love that, like, it's the only circuit in the entire franchise, or at least out of all tracks with the word circuit/raceway in them. Daisy Circuit's the only one to not share its theme with the other circuits. Think about it. All 4 Mario circuits had the same theme. All the raceways in Mario Kart 64 had the same theme. Peach Circuit, Luigi Circuit, and Mario Circuit and Game Boy Advance had the same theme. Like, you get what I'm saying here. This is obviously not including stuff like Mario Kart Stadium to Mario Circuit and Wii U, because those don't have the same circuit name. They have the same circuit theme, to be honest, although Mario Kart Stadium I see as more of a stadium track. It's got stadium in the name. Even, like again, it's the only one. That's my point. Overall, though, like, look, I know other Wii tracks are more interesting than Daisy Circuit, but this is my list. This has always been one of my favorites. This is rank an S. I'm not putting it above. I think I'm putting it below Bowser's Castle, though. Like, these are my elites, and I love Daisy Circuit. It was like, it's probably in my top, like, 20 tracks. It's just losing out in top 10, though. So I'm going to put it right there. I think it deserves it. Bowser's Castle is just too good to pass up. On to Koopa Cape. There's one thing I do want to say about Mario Kart Wii's Star Cup. One of the best cups in the franchise. There was not a single miss on this cup. Koopa Cape is another really good one. I'll admit, it's kind of wearing down on me personally a little bit, but when you got 3 different music themes and a really cool concept, it's hard for me to say that this is going to be anything lower than A. Koopa Cape is kind of like a stream, river, brook theme kind of track, where it's like, it takes place in like a canyon-styled area, but it has a lot of rushing water. You race down a flowing river into an underwater pipe that, like, with the clear tube going and letting you see the whole underwater section. really cool, and they really pumped up the visuals in Tour of all places. Mario Kart 7, I know a lot of people weren't keen on the fact that the tube opened up to become an underwater section, but when you introduce underwater racing and then bring Koopa Cape back, you just kind of have to expect this kind of stuff. I personally like it no matter what, whether it's the underwater tube with the rushing water and the electric spinners, or the open underwater tube with the half pipe and the fish, the cheap swimming around. It's okay either way for me. I think overall, like, the music is also phenomenal. I love the underwater section of the music most of all. It sounds super nice, especially with the front-running beats of Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So, like, overall, this is a track that, for me, it's good enough that I don't have too much to say. I just really, really like it. I'm putting this in the A tier. I think I want to put it in between Sherbet Land and Bowser Castle. I definitely like it more than the tracks below it, but I don't think I like it as much as I like Sherbet Land. So in between Sherbet Land and Bowser Castle is where Koopa Cape will go. Onward to Maple Treeway, another really iconic Mario Kart Wii track. 4 appearances straight, being the same as Mushroom Gorge and Koopa Cape for that matter. In fact, every Wii track that reappeared in Mario Kart 7 went on to reappear in both Tour and in 8 Deluxe. So we've got 4 Wii tracks with at least 4 appearances. Maple Treeway is another really strong track for me in the sense where it's a really unique theme, being a giant maple tree that you race around, and I think that's really cool. Strikes the Canadian feel in me, my friends. It's a maple tree. Hell yeah. The music is another one of my OG favorites. It has fallen down, it's still great, and I still think that the 7 and the original pieces were definitely better than the 8 Deluxe rendition, but the music is amazing, all things considered. Again, the theme sells it for this track. I absolutely love racing around the big maple tree, contending with the giant wigglers, and being an absolute dick and putting a banana peel or a fake item box right in that small tunnel section with the jump. That's uniquely valuable to me in how much of an ass move that is. Because 9 times out of 10, someone hits it. And if it's a bomb, oh, trust me, no one is. The explosion covers the whole road. You're not getting past that. Maple Treeway is a very strong S track for me. The thing is, I would have originally put this above Daisy Circuit, but I think for me personally, I'm actually going to rank it below Daisy Circuit. I think Daisy's going to win this round. She's going to beat out Maple Treeway this time. I still love Maple Treeway. It's also within my top 20 favorite tracks, but I think I'm going to let Daisy win this one. My heart has to go out to how much I love Daisy Circuit. Even ignoring my rooting for the underdog of tracks, I think it's time for me to rank it above Maple Treeway. Moving on to Grumble Volcano. Let's get this out of the way. 10-year 8 track Mario Kart 8 track. For once, I wouldn't say that this one actually wore on me. If anything, Grumble Volcano is one of the tracks I saw the least amount. I have this thing where I like to record 48 race verses I do on my own. When I do random tracks, I record which tracks I play, and because of the booster course pass, many tracks get left out of those versus races. Grumble Volcano is actually the one track I've seen the least out of the roughly 8 times I've recorded 48 versus races. Grumble Volcano maybe appeared like once or twice, and twice is being generous. So I don't think Grumble Volcano really, I don't think I've played it to the point where it's worn on me. And when I think about it, Grumble Volcano was one of those really appreciated tracks. It didn't change too much from its transition from Wii to 8, and I think that it added just enough for it to be entertaining, while retaining enough for me to say I recognize it and I love it. So Grumble Volcano, both in 8 and Wii, is a very strong track. I absolutely love the visual upgrades that were seen in Mario Kart 8, while not doing anything drastic to the layout or the theming. The inner cavern was super amazing with its new detail. The lighting of the lava was amazing. The textures of the road, the gliding ramps added, the music was phenomenal, the shortcuts were great. I think that this is also a strong A-rank track. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's as high as S, but I think I have to put it at the top of A, just below Calamari. I don't know what's going to be able to beat Calamari Desert at ranking high A, but I think for me, Grumble Volcano just averages out to be a very, very strong track. And I think A is a deserving place. Alright, so let's move on to Dry Dry Ruins. This is another one of those really strong tracks for me, and yeah, congratulations to me on ranking another boring, generic-looking track super high. In a game that has racing in a mall, racing through a factory, racing up and around a giant maple tree, and racing through a gold mine, the generic desert's once again ranking high. Okay, look folks, if you haven't learned anything from when I ranked Yoshi Desert really high, here's the refresher. Deserts rank high for me. Not all of them, mind you. GCN Dry Dry Desert is kind of proof of that, and the Choco Islands. But, two things. Good music, Yoshi Sphinx. Dry Dry Ruins is almost like Yoshi Desert 0.5. It's, it reuses the Yoshi Sphinx, but it's not Yoshi themed. Still, the Yoshi Sphinx, it's got Yoshi Desert vibes, and that's a good thing for me. I really like the ruins too. Like, the change of music was really fine. I loved it. The music on the outside though is where it ranked. Like, that's one of my favorites too. The Sphinx also replacing Mii heads. Like, that was another big one for me. I love that. Loved seeing which Miis would get put on them. It's a darn shame. If I'm correct, Tour replaced the Yoshi Sphinx with Hammer Bro Sphinx that you would see in Dry Dry Desert in Mario Kart 8, which, now that I think about it, is probably one of the reasons why it's not ranking above Yoshi Desert. Its reappearance in Tour was 100% refreshing, and I absolutely loved it. I initially thought that Dry Dry Ruins would debut alongside Yoshi Desert, but it didn't. Dry Dry Ruins was in the 2023 Ninja Tour, if I'm correct. Are we on our third reruns? I can't tell. When did Tour end? 2022 or 2023? Bro, I'm so confused. You know what? The second Ninja Tour, whatever, you know what I mean. The Ninja Tour in the reruns. That's where Dry Dry Ruins debuted, and then Yoshi Desert debuted in the Yoshi Tour of the reruns. If you know what I'm talking about, good on ya. Thank you, too. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. Hit up Mario Wiki. I don't remember which year we started rerunning tours. In any case, back to the main point, I love Dry Dry Ruins. Let's just move on, okay? We're slapping this one. I'm gonna slap this one in between Yoshi Desert and Ribbon Road. I almost don't even know if I want to do that, because Ribbon Road's OG is still carrying it pretty high. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I want it to be known that everything about Ribbon Road's placement is GBA only. Like, at this point, I'm not even counting 8 Deluxe in this ranking. Like, if I were adding in 8 Deluxe or /8 as a factor, Ribbon Road wouldn't be ranking this high. It'd be an A. But how much I love Ribbon Road and the OG, it's carrying this track completely. Like, it's soloing And it's carrying its flaws on a sack in the back effortlessly. Like, enough that it's not even taking them into account. So, I'm going to rank Dry Dry Ruins just below Ribbon Road. Moving on to Moonview Highway. This, to me, is kind of like the... This is the most forgettable Wii track, in my opinion, if we don't want to talk about Luigi and Mario Circuit. The thing is, even for what I believe to be the most forgettable track, it still ranks higher than most of the others. It's kind of middle of the road for me, which might be the safest option considering it's a traffic course, and being right in the middle of the road on the lane dividers is probably the one place you're not going to get hit by a car. So, being middle of the road is probably a good idea. Moonview Highway in its original wasn't too flashy for me. I didn't really have too much to say about it. I will say that its reappearance in Mario Kart Tour and in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was one surprise after another. It came back in Mario Kart Tour, which was a pretty big surprise for me. Then it came back in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Course Pass, and that was an even bigger surprise for me. I don't know how on earth Moonview Highway comes back when it basically got confused from New York Minute. Why? I'm not sure. How? I'm also not sure. Am I ungrateful? No, because Mario Kart 8 version of Moonview Highway's music slaps. Why are there so many Wii tracks that start with the letter M? Moonview Highway, Moo Moo Meadows, Mushroom Gorge, Mario Circuit, Maple Treeway. Tone it down. There are too many M's. I'm getting them all confused. The mat is getting confused here, guys. Anyway, Moonview Highway. I really do like the track even for it being kind of forgettable in its OG. I think Tour and 8 Deluxe definitely saved it from that, now making it a little bit more notable. I think that if it got the Mario Kart 8 base visual design choice, this 100% probably could have been one of the nicest looking cities in the entire franchise. Unfortunately, it got stuck with Tour visuals, and even more unfortunate in that it was probably the Wave 5 equivalent to like Rock Mountain or DK Summit. It didn't have the pop-out visuals it could have had, but I think for all things considered, I still want to put this in the B-. I think it's better than Mushroom Bridge. I think when we talk about music-wise, it's got an edge on Riverside. You know what? I think I want to put this above Bowser Castle 2. Climb up. Yeah, in between Mario Circuit 4 and Broken Pier. Broken Pier is still pretty fun, but all things considered for what Moonview Highway brought along, I have to give it credit for that. It was a forgettable track for me when it was in Wii. It got a really nice glow up in Tour in 8 Deluxe. The music got an even better glow up in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like, it was so similar, yet all it really needed was a much more noticeable percussion. And that's all it really took for me. And impressive. The layout of the track itself doesn't exactly scream Special Cup for me personally. You probably could have swapped this around with Grumble Volcano or even Maple Treeway, honestly. But I think the reason why Grumble Volcano isn't in Special is because that would clash with Bowser's Castle. Speaking of Bowser's Castle, let's move on to Bowser's Castle. This is 100% one of the better Bowser's Castles in the franchise. I was just talking about Bowser's Castles in general with my brother the day before I recorded this, and we both do agree that N64 Bowser's Castle is one of the best, and that SNES Bowser's Castle 3 in its remake is one of the best. That being said, I think that Wii's Bowser's Castle is another really high-ranking one. It's incredibly intimidating, it's incredibly challenging, it's got so much going for it. This is probably one of the hardest tracks in Mario Kart Wii. In Mario Kart Wii. Well, then again, it doesn't have another appearance to lean on. And I definitely compare this one to Rainbow Road. Wii's Rainbow Road is also a very hard track in the context of Mario Kart Wii. That's not saying Wii's Rainbow Road is hard elsewhere, but let's not talk about that just yet. Let's focus on Bowser's Castle. That's me telling myself to focus. Bowser's Castle in Wii is 100% challenging, and I love it for it. It's got a lot of hazard, a lot of tricky turns, and the theming of a very intimidating Bowser's Castle is set in stone. I think this is the most menacing Bowser's Castles out of the ones with the huge amounts of detail. I think I want to put this in the A tier. This ranks above DS Bowser Castle. I think I'm going to rank this above SNES Rainbow Road as well. The tracks above it, now, Bowser Castle 4 ranks high for having a really nice glow up in Tour, and for being one of my favorites in terms of its very convoluted layouts. And Cheese Land is ranking a little bit higher for its goofy ass theme. Bowser's Castle from Wii ranks above DS Bowser Castle for having more menacing detail. It's ranking above... Where the hell did I put... Oh, really? Did I put GCM Bowser's Castle in S? Huh. I don't remember that. I kind of want to keep it there, though. Because honestly, I think I think in between intimidating and ominous, I think I like ominous feeling a little bit more. And that's why Bowser's Castle, GameCube, and N64 are ranking higher. They're both ominous with their music and their visuals. Wii's Bowser's Castle really, really fits the modern Bowser vibe, or at least the Bowser vibe of that time era. It was a very intimidating, in-your-face, like I'm a tough guy Bowser vibe. That's what we're looking for. GCN and N64 Bowser's Castles were just ominous, and I think I appreciate them more for that. And Bowser Castle 4, bit of a nostalgic bias for that one, but the reappearance in Tour, 100%, I kind of love that. And ending this off with Rainbow Road. This is 100% one of the best Rainbow Roads in the franchise. And, well, I mean, being a Rainbow Road, you probably know where this is probably going to end up because I haven't ranked a Rainbow Road below A yet. So, let's talk. Wii's Rainbow Road has 2 appearances, 3 because Tour. Sorry, I needed a drink. I think it's a very visually beautiful Rainbow Road. I don't want to say that it's as visually beautiful as GameCube or another Rainbow Road down the line, but I have to say that this one is definitely one of the most well-built, most challenging Rainbow Roads in all of Mario Kart. Okay, SNES Rainbow Road, yes, is challenging from Super Mario Kart because it's got no guardrails and the controls were crap. N64 Rainbow Road is not really challenging, it's just long. The challenge factor for Wii's Rainbow Road is definitely up there on par with GameCube's Rainbow Road. And that's a good thing. I was also just playing DS Rainbow Road, and that one's also pretty hard, but it's not really as hard on the layout. More of, just don't be a light character, you're just gonna get pushed off of the track. That's how it's challenging. Everybody else makes it hard. Wii's Rainbow Road is kind of in the same boat. It's kind of a mix between the tricky layout of GameCube and the please don't hit me off the road section, a bit of DS. Because if you're a lightweight and a heavyweight just destroys you, you're gonna fall. And if you fall that early, it's over. Well, I wouldn't say it's over, but good luck getting back up when you're contesting with the rest of the race pushing you off the track again. Visually, its reappearance in Mario Kart Tour and 8 Deluxe were phenomenal. I would have to say that the Tour looks are really nice. The 8 Deluxe, like there's not a single game that this track doesn't look good in. It looks good in all of its appearances, no doubt about it. The music is also one of the one of the better Rainbow Road themes. Definitely ranks above GBA, SNES, and Wii U. But I wouldn't say it ranks above... Well, I mean, N64 Rainbow Road is just iconic, and like the music was great. Would I say that I'd say that it's just below, maybe just above N64 Rainbow Road, but below 3DS and GameCubes for sure. So, let's just stop beating around the bush. Of course this is an S-rank track. Where? Okay, better than Wii. Okay, better. Yeah, better. I'm gonna put it right in between Sky Garden and Sherbetland. Sky Garden's still got some, it's still got some nostalgic value to me. Same with GBA Rainbow Road. But yeah, it's definitely beating out the memories I've had with GameCube's Sherbetland. And yeah, once it beats that, 100% it beats everything else in S. All right. So there you have it. We have now added Wii. We are now 6 games in. This tier list is massive. We're going to have to do something about that C+ tier at some point. Let me know what you think. Let's talk Wii tracks in the comment section. If you have any comments on Wii tracks, let me know. How many of them are going to be about Coconut Mall or Toad's Factory? Let me know about that too. Jokes aside. I do believe one thing I never really mentioned was how I was doing this. I hope 6 videos in, people aren't disappointed that I'm actually ranking all of these tracks together instead of just ranking them by game. Yeah, I tend to miss these details. I apologize for that. And I apologize that that apology is coming 6 videos in. And I apologize that the apology for that apology is coming in at the very end of the video. You know what? I'll apologize again in the beginning of Mario Kart 7. In any case, I hope you guys all enjoy. Hit that like button if you like the video. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.